So you want to make music like Calvin Harris. Let's do it. So the first three things, we have to decide what's the BPM of the song, what's the key of the song, and then what's the chord progression we're going to be starting with. So for the BPM, I'm going to move this up a little bit, say like 123, 124. And then to pick the key and the chord progression of the song, I'm going to pull a piano in from Contact, and then I'll just play around on my piano until I find something I like. So the chord progression we chose is in A minor, and now that we have that recorded, the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and bounce this piano down to audio by first freezing it and then flattening it. And the reason I like bouncing down to audio as fast as possible is it just gives us a lot more flexibility with how we're going to process a sound. So for example, we can have the piano in the verse be like this, and the hook like this. But for the drop, we can have it chopped up and more like this, which is all the same piano. This is just that verse piano chopped up to give some variation. So now the song's not going to be stagnant. It's going to have some movement from section to section. So next thing we're going to do is let's add some drums to this. First, we'll start with the kick. I'll insert a MIDI track and find a kick in my samples. Command-Shift-M will insert a MIDI track, and then we'll go ahead and do this just to the quarter. Next, we'll add a clap. That sounds good. We'll add that in. This will just be every other quarter note. So the piano, the kick, and the clap. Now we're going to add more drums in the future, but for right now, I want to sing a melody onto the song so we have something to work with. So I went ahead and processed this vocal a little bit. We're using Deverb, little EQ to cut the low, Auto-Tune obviously, Mag EQ4, SPL de-esser, LA2A style compressor, just a little Q on the end. So I'm going to go ahead and just freeze it now. Flatten it. We're going to go ahead and quantize this. So I'll quantize this to the 16th note and then probably about 50%. You'll hear this just tightens it up a lot. Obviously we sometimes have to fix a little bit here and there. It's not perfect, but it does a lot of the work for us. Now that we have it quantized, I'm going to freeze it again. Now what we can do, which is cool, is in beats mode, we can stick this to the transient, and then we can stick this to this mode, bring down this envelope a bit, and we'll hear a little. Just really brings out the transients and lets it punch through the mix. Now I'm going to throw Echo Boy on this, and we're going to have it to the 8th note. You'll hear that just gives it some cool space, some groove. Dope, now let's add some bass. So we've got Arturia's Analog Lab intro loaded up. I just bought their Mini Lab keyboard for Christmas. Came with a bunch of plugins like the Analog Lab intro, the Contact piano I'm using this song, and it's been really fun. So let's just mess around with ones we like. That might work. Now I'll just record this in. Now that we have that, we're going to go into the MIDI, and we're just going to quantize this to the 16th note, 100%. We'll mess around with this a little now. I think I want like da 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 da. Cool, that's our bass. Let's see how it sounds. I like it. I don't know if I love the bass sound. That's kind of cool. It's kind of groovy. I'm going to actually freeze this down now. Now we've got it froze. Let's flatten it down to audio. We can tighten this up and have the bass where we want it and have it gone where we don't want it. Negative space can be huge in your music for making it sound big and open as well. It's like maybe here we want it reversed, but cut out for this first part so it goes. Maybe just a little to come in. Like. Now I want to hear like a hi-hat come in right here so we have some variation. Something like quantize our voice to the 8th. We can just use beats mode to go ahead and make this a lot tighter. So like, so that was our voice. Now we pretty much have a little hi-hat, maybe a little bit of erosion. Erosion's a favorite, bro. It's the best. Little EQ. Cool. Distressor, I'm going to use this just as a compressor to bring back a little transient by making a slow attack. Now we're going to try and record a shaker with our voice. If we bring this up, quantize it to the 16th, overdrive this a bit, might be nice. And now the last thing you're gonna need to really make your song feel like a Calvin Harris record are vocals. So I'm gonna record vocals now that I've written, and let's do it. So I have an audio track here, and I'm just gonna be recording them in dry. So let's record the hook. I don't know how low I'll go when you go and you're gone, gone. Cool, now let's record a high. I don't know how low I'll go when you go and you're gone, gone. And so when I'm recording, you're just hearing it straight through my Universal Audio software with just a little compression but no tune on. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw just one of my vocal chains on there, and this will put the tuning on it as well. And so that's everything. Now let's just run it back. So I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, consider following for more content like this, and as always, happy producing. I don't know how low